As far as I'm aware, the president says he's still under audit. And he said he's going to release it.
If you didn't catch that, that was Senator Tom Cotton saying, as far as I'm aware, the president is still under audit, and that's why he's not releasing his tax returns. That heated moment just happening moments ago at a town hall for Senator Cotton. He's holding it right now in Little Rock, Arkansas. For more on all this, I want to bring in Karine Jean-Pierre. She's a senior advisor and spokesperson for MoveOn.org, as well as Chris Wilson, a Republican pollster who's with us. Guys, thanks for being with us. Chris, let me start first with what we just saw. So we're seeing that not everywhere, but at quite a lot of Republican town halls lately. Democrats organized and out in force.
They are, and you know, the thing about Tom Cotton, I mean, my heart goes out to him. He has as much to do with Donald Trump releasing his tax returns as Elizabeth Warren does. I mean, neither one of them have anything at all to do with it, and he's having to answer for it. When the fact is, he's having the town halls where a lot of senators aren't, and is there to actually communicate with his constituents about things that he can do something about. Which, if they want to ask about health care, it's fair game. If they want to ask about their taxes, that's fair game. If they want to talk about the infrastructure bill, that's fair game. But talking about Donald Trump's tax returns is just a waste of time, and it's a waste of the senators' time and their own time, and they've taken to go out and turn out this event. So it's a shame that that's what's taking over these events right now.
Why is it a waste of time? Why not just have the president put it out there so everybody can judge it and be done?
Well, I'm sure Tom Cotton, if he were here, would say that's up to the president and he has absolutely nothing to do with it. And that's why. I mean, they could show up and talk to and protest the president about it. That's not a waste of time. But Tom Cotton has nothing at all to do with the president's tax returns.
Karine, let me play something that Trump supporter Mike Huckabee had to say about the tax returns issue just a little bit earlier today.
I think it's really died out already, but some people just can't leave the funeral. That very large sucking sound is the sound of a collective yawn of about 300 million Americans who just don't care about Donald Trump's tax returns.
It's kind of the same argument that President Trump made in tweets. Was that this morning, yesterday, when he said when he said, you know, why are you even relitigating the election? I won. Why do we care anymore? Nobody cares.
Which is not true. It's so not based on facts, which is not surprising when it comes to Donald Trump. Look, there are polls after polls show that the American people actually care in an overwhelming number. I think I've seen a number as high as 74% that they want to see his tax return, and it's just a basic transparency. The people have the right to know. We need to know, does he owe any money to Russia or anybody else who has influence on Donald Trump? And we just don't know. And there's a reason why every president since Nixon has done this, so that we can have a sense of complete transparency, especially with a president who's under FBI investigation.
Chris, I want to turn, if we can, to the special election that everybody's paying attention to in Georgia, outside Atlanta, which happens tomorrow. As you know, Republicans really hoping to hold on to that one. Democrats see this kind of wonder kid and think they might be able to pull something off tomorrow. Democrats are saying that this could be kind of a turn of the tide. Do you see that?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I hesitate to ever make predictions because I was wrong so much during the 2016 presidential campaign. But having said that, I do feel pretty good about the fact that this is going to go to a runoff, that Republicans are going to keep also the Democrat nominee under 50%. And then when you get into a head-to-head contest between whoever the Republican nominee is, or it's Karen Handel or it's Bob Gray, it's probably likely one of those two, but you could have a dark horse come up. Then it's going to be a far more realistic representation of what we're dealing with in terms of Republican and Democrat enthusiasm. And if they're right that Democrats are all upset and they're all going to turn out because Donald Trump has released his tax returns, and I guess we'll find out on whenever the runoff takes place. But I think it's highly unlikely that anybody gets above 50 tomorrow, and we'll regroup on Wednesday. I think Republicans fully expect. That's right. And I think Republicans expect to hold the seat, and frankly, I'd be shocked if they didn't.
It is, by the way, Newt Gingrich's old seat, if people don't know.
It is, that's right.
President Trump
it's
weighed
changed
in.
a lot since
yes,
then.
he sure did.
President Trump weighed in on Twitter and said the super liberal Democrat in the Georgia congressional race tomorrow wants to protect criminals, allow illegal immigration, raise taxes. Is that actually going to make Democrats turn out more?
Here's what I will say, and I agree with Chris. We all got it wrong in November. So I agree with you there, Chris. But look, we're talking about, as you just mentioned, a red district that Newt Gingrich run, that was Tom Price's district, and a Democrat could potentially get the most votes tomorrow. That is serious. We are just shy of 100 days, and this is supposed to be his honeymoon period, and he has to be fighting in Kansas and in Georgia Georgia in congressional seats for Republicans do, and that's a
Let's see
shame.
what happens. Karine Jean-Pierre.
Well, it's similar to whenever Republicans won Ted Kennedy's seat in Massachusetts.
Chris,
I mean, let's face it, these are not great times.
We're going to get cut off by the clock here. Chris Wilson, thanks so much. Big thanks to both of you. Be right back.
Thank you.